I walked into the room, and her eyes glistened. She sought my counsel, so I deeply listened. She shared the visions of her dream time that remained when she awoke. Her jaw was trembling, and my heart was racing as she spoke. She said before her were the blood and the bones of every last one. Every wild woman, healer, and midwife who had been tortured, burned, drowned, and hung. She explained. The blood and bones arrived in Ziploc bags, which may have been the sense of humor of those old hags, or maybe some interdimensional glitches, or an attempt to reach the modern-day witches. Nonetheless, it's an invitation, and I don't know what to do. But I feel like I've done my part, so I'm passing them on to you. Within me, profound clarity. My feeling was strong. This blood needs water, and these bones need song. The bones were cut in rounds, like sliced bratwursts, and the bags were so full of bright red blood, I thought that they would burst. Again, using a modern-day innovation, I put them in my bathtub to sing my incantation. Time-space reality was an unraveling hem. I felt that they needed us as much as we now need them. That their blood and their bones arriving here was their humble request for us to do our part to resolve their suspended unrest. The resolve wouldn't come through singing peaceful lullabies, but only through our liberation from the forces that were their demise. Only through our liberation from the forces that were their demise. The root of those forces runs far and deep. Fear and a crippling insecurity is in what they then and we now steep. Long ago, a new age of violence descended. Old ways of knowing and being were tragically amended. How we knew ourselves within creation took on a new face. From human cooperation, we became human race. Our relationship with nature went from kinship to control, increasing domestication of landscapes, animals, and of our own soul. Now, what once was wild can't truly be lost, but this great transition occurred with great cost. Exiling ourselves from the garden was the start of the dissociation of our mind from our body and our heart. Separate a woman from her body and her instinctual wisdom is gone. Separate a man from his heart and he's a military pawn. Original and culturally sustained trauma, not original sin. Collective post-traumatic stress is the state that we're all in, for only one dissociated and lacking integration could perpetuate the neurosis we call Western civilization. Our technologies, our social systems, they support our fragmentation until we're talking heads in cubicles, just waiting for, hello, have a good day. Hello, have a good day. A freaking vacation. Ah! They had nooses, and we have malls. They had steaks, and we've Barbie dolls. Fear and a crippling insecurity. Generations pursuing security through ownership and power, employing fear-based strategies that have constructed this crumbling tower. And here we are now, born into this darkest hour. Their predator, a congregation with a god of fear. Our predator resides in here. They sent us their blood and their bones. They sent us their blood and their bones. It's more than a request. I trust. It's a promise of what's alive in us. It's wildness. Wildness does not mean that we're out of control. It means we walk with a fierce allegiance to the whispers of our soul. We laugh when we want to laugh, and we cry when we need to cry, and we courageously discern between what needs to live and what must die. It means our personal freedom and dignity are intact. We honor our inner cycles that expand and contract. We're in touch with our joy, and we feel pleasure to the core. We know how to say no. And more. Our taproot of security is in spirit and the earth. We own our power as women to give birth. We trust in our instincts and in our gut knowing. We feel the flowers and we sing for their growing. We know that plants heal and that the trees are our kin. We remember the language of the stones and the wind. We're home. We're home. We're not living for another time in another place. This sensory experience is an exquisite gift of grace. I know, in a culture of violence, sensitivity isn't so appealing. So we create these circles and these relations to together regain feeling. Feeling our rage, our bliss, and our yearning. Feeling our embodied wholeness returning. They sent us their blood and their bones. I pour water over this blood, and I sing into these bones. Sisters, family, grab your seeds, grab your clit, bring your voice and your child, and together let's return these inner and outer landscapes back to wild. And so I was walking towards my childhood home, and I was walking through this dark forested area, and there was something on the ground beside me underneath the leaves rustling. And I was walking towards my childhood home, and I got through the forest, and then I was on the cement cul-de-sac. And then I saw that it was this bright, vibrant green snake. And I was so afraid. I knew it was going to come for me, and sure enough, it did. And so I grabbed it underneath the jaw, and I didn't know what to do, and so I threw it as far as I could throw it. And it landed on the childhood driveway, and it sprung right back at me, and I caught it. And this time, instead of throwing it in fear, I asked, "Why are you here?" And then we both relaxed, and I wrapped it around my shoulders, and I felt soothed, and I felt whole and so present, like a long-awaited friend. And together, we walked forward as one.